Houston, Corporal Smith, Corporal Jackson, thank you for joining me this morning. My name is Sergeant Heim, 1st Squad, 2nd Platoon. This morning we will be discussing the troop leading procedures at the squad level. This is an information brief, it is unclassified. So to get started, we're going to break down a little bit of the troop leading procedures framework. There is a strong emphasis throughout this entire process on planning and preparation. These basically underpin the entire troop leading procedures process. In accordance with ATP 3-21.8, troop leading procedures are not a hard, fast set of rules. They are a guide being applied consistent with the situation and experience of the platoon leader and his subordinate leaders. Myself, as squad leader, one of those subordinate leaders, it is very important that I pass down pertinent and applicable information for initiating movement and completing the mission as quickly as possible in a time-constrained environment, as stated. So to move on here, before we get in to each of the 8 steps, the 8-step model in general is how the squad leader prepares a squad for the completion of the mission. Steps 1 and 2 are done almost immediately upon receiving the mission. So the mission is received. Step 1, a warning order is issued using the 5-paragraph format, which I will discuss later, in order to begin mission preparation in accordance with unit SOP. The 8 steps are: receive the mission, issue a warning order, make a tentative plan, initiate movement, conduct reconnaissance, complete the plan, issue the operations order, and then supervise and refine. Receiving the mission, step 1, it is received from the platoon leader as either an operations order or a fragmentary order. This is where parallel planning occurs and where the nesting concept comes into play, as the squad leader receives the information from the platoon leader and then immediately filters that information, passes all necessary information to initiate movement down to the squad, including you all as team leaders. That would be where you're receiving that mission and that information and passing it down to your subordinates. This is a hasty analysis emphasizing planning and preparation, as I stated. And the 1/3, 2/3 rule comes into effect here, as myself as squad leader and you all as leaders and perhaps future squad leaders cannot use more than 1/3 of the time planning in order to allow your subordinates 2/3 of the time to prepare for the mission. Issuing a warning order, this is another one of those steps that's completed almost immediately via the 5-paragraph format: situation, mission, execution, sustainment, and command and control. These are vital at the squad level, or this step is vital at the squad level because, after the mission has been passed down through the company, platoon, and then finally the squad level, the squad has the least amount of time to prepare. So the squad must be prepared to initiate movement immediately and await further information. Making a tentative plan, MET-TC is used when making a tentative plan. So mission analysis, enemy analysis, troops, terrain, time analysis, as well as civil considerations. The mission, intent, and concept are passed down from the company level leadership. So that is nested in each of the aspects of the mission and all the information that's passed down. In accordance with TC 3-21.76, or the Ranger Handbook, unit tasks are tasks that are clearly stated in the order. These are specified tasks, or tasks that become apparent as the operations order is analyzed. Those are implied tasks. Specified tasks are the initially passed down blocks of information to the squad leader, and then implied tasks are things that the squad leader must use prior experience and prior knowledge in order to prepare for the mission and prepare his or her squad for the mission to the best of their capability. Initiating movement, conducting reconnaissance, and completing the plan all fall within the same step. In my opinion, As the squad moves before planning is complete, as I stated, planning may occur, or these steps may occur at any time during planning. As I stated, steps 3 through 8 can be done throughout or simultaneously. And then, if time allows, the squad leader may conduct personal reconnaissance, although this is not always possible in the time-constrained environment, as I stated. Issuing the operations order, this is where the final information comes out. Squad leaders may issue oral presentations. A visual is always helpful, such as terrain model, sand table, sketch, something of that nature, in order to help your unit visualize the process. Require subordinates to repeat back. So if I were to ask you something on this brief, you'd be able to brief me back the basic idea of the troop leading procedures and their importance. Supervising and refining, this is done throughout the entire process at each step. Always trying to improve and make ourselves better. Rehearsals are both unit SOP and mission specific. So initially, we're going off unit SOP rehearsals. And then later on, once we receive more specific information later in the process, that's when mission-specific rehearsals can occur. Squad leaders conduct PCIs, pre-combat inspections, just to make sure that everyone is up to date with all their equipment and has everything they need to begin mission preparation, and as we get more specific. Full force rehearsals are preferred, but reduced force rehearsals and techniques rehearsals are also an option. But given the time constraint, that may have to occur. Okay, so in conclusion, I'm going to leave you here some key takeaways. So, as I stated at the beginning, planning and preparation underpin this entire process. Subordinates need time. You must be cognizant of their time whenever possible. Common sense used throughout all 8 steps. What do they need to know? What do they not need to know? And then what information can you give them based on your prior experience? Move, then plan. Always initiate movement first, plan later. Do you guys have any questions on anything I've said? This concludes my brief. Corporal Houston, yes. Right. Troop leading procedures are conducted at the lowest level, the squad level, as you were wondering. So they're passed down from company to platoon to squad, and then that information is passed down to the squad in order to begin mission preparation. If you have any other questions, you can see me after. Thank you all for your time. Enjoy the rest of your day.